Creatures of the Night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling pay-per-view. This did come on during the time that Collision was on. I did catch most of the pay-per-view last night, ended up falling asleep, then going to do New Japan stuff and all that. It's a lot of wrestling, but Tati is never tired of watching wrestling, but I could use some more sleep. This show here, if no one's ever watched Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, check them out on YouTube. A lot of their shows are already posted on there in its entirety. So if you're looking to see something new or trying to see what the hype is of Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, go ahead and check it out. This promotion was revived by Scott D'Amore last year, and I think they've been doing really great with their shows, and I know that they're looking out for TV deals, which I do hope that they get somewhat in the near future. With Maple Leaf, they don't necessarily have a set roster. They do have different wrestlers that they're using from different promotions. And then they have a pro wrestling alliance with Oceania Wrestling and Qatar Wrestling as well. So they are jumping from those three promotions to do cross-promotional events, which is pretty cool if you've never seen it. Now, the show last night, I am going to be honest, like I always am, always honest with my reviews. As much as I love Maple Leaf, and one of the reasons why I really do like them is because this is a revival and they're starting kind of from scratch and they're trying to find their way. And I actually like that. That's part of the reason why I like to review AEW too, because they're one of the newer promotions, and just seeing them start from the bottom and making it up and up and up is pretty interesting to see. However, I have to be honest and say that this was not my favorite show that they have done. But even though that's my opinion, I'm still encouraging people to go ahead and check them out because I do think that they're really good. But in comparison to all the other shows, I thought they were great. But I don't believe that promotions have to have better shows than the last. I mean, I think you should strive for that, but it doesn't always come out that way. So what happened? We started off with Stu Grayson going against Sheldon Jean. Sheldon is young, he's a heel, and I thought it was kind of weird that he was facing Stu. The last show, Stu was going against Tom for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and that made me feel like he was up on the card, and for him to go against Sheldon, sorry Sheldon, I do like you a lot, but I don't mean no shade. But I was wondering, like, where are people placed on the roster in terms of top guys, mid-cards, or whatnot? Honestly, I really don't know at this point. The match was actually cut short due to Sheldon's old friend ringside named Bryce, who keeps getting involved, and referee had to stop the match via disqualification. Now, we have music hit, and it's Santino Marella who comes out. And he has been given the power of director of authority for the night, and he's going to, make sure things are in order up in here. So then he calls out that this is now going to be a tag match where Bryce is going to be teaming up with Sheldon, and then Stu is going to have his partner. And who is his partner? Evil Uno. Evil Uno come out there. When I tell you everybody was losing their tits, they were screaming and just hooping and hollering. I was just like, oh. Y'all know I got no problem with Evil Uno. However, the issue is Evil Uno. So here's the thing. Evil Uno has his own promotion called Mystery Wrestling. I don't cover it on my channel, but I do cover it with my friend GM on her channel. And it's actually really cool. It's considered more of a wrestling comedy. It's really great, by the way. And on the last episode that they had a couple of weeks ago, Stu Grayson, this is a little bit of a spoiler, he had won the Mystery Wrestling Championship and basically vowed to take over the company and threatened Evil Uno and basically threatening the whole damn company and all that shit. And at the end of the show, Evil Uno made the production cut the show early, talking about shit popping off. We gotta go, something going on with Evil Uno and Stu and all that stuff. So it was really heavy the way things had ended with them in this feud that they got going on. And then all of a sudden on another show they are friends. And I get it. Not everyone is watching Mystery Wrestling, sure, but you have to kind of assume that somebody is watching it and are scratching their heads like, hold on, what is going on here? And y'all feuding. So it was really strange to see that because, you know, I'm watching all these other wrestling promotions, but whatever. We got a chance to see Evil Uno and Stu Grayson one more time as Dark Order doing their thing, and they even end up taking the win, which is okay, but I don't know like what we're going to do in terms of Mystery Wrestling when they have their next show in about 2 weeks for Evil Uno's birthday, and see like what the hell y'all gonna do in terms of you basically feuding with Stu Grayson. So I don't know. After this, we do have the PWA championship grail on the line. Rohan Raja going against Alex Hammerstone. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why Alex have not been on this show already. This is his first time being here, and that kind of caught me off guard because I was like, wait a minute, bro, where? I know he's on MLW, which I also watch as well, and I just thought that the fact that he has not been on Maple Leaf since they've started is kind of crazy. The match was okay to me. The chemistry wasn't all there. And I didn't expect the title to be going anywhere, especially with it being Hammerstone's first time being in Maple Leaf. So it was just okay. So yeah, Rohan ends up retaining the title, which is okay for me. Not bad of a match. So we also had the NWA Heavyweight Championship on the line. Tom Latimer is back to go against Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona is like, bitch, you never beat me for that title. And I'm gonna take that title away from you. Honestly, I don't follow NWA that heavy for me to feel like if I give a damn if the titles change hands. So for me, it didn't really matter what would have happened with the title because I'm not following it enough to come up with my own opinion. This is one of the better matches of the night. I kind of thought that this would be like, don't want to say like main event, but I did expect it to be higher up on the card. Matt Cardona is really talented. He's an indie guy. And for me, I'm not gonna lie, like in terms of him in the indie scene, I think he's made a huge name for himself and so much success. But the second that WWE give him that call, he's out of here, absolutely out of here. Which is one of the reasons why I kind of thought he not winning. I don't see him trying to hold this title long term with NWA anyway. Like I said, one of the better matches on the card. Tom ends up taking the win, which is cool. Now we also have tag team action. Last show, we had the Good Brothers going against Bullet Club War Dogs, which is David Finlay and, oh my, Jesus Christ, Drilla Maloney. Oh my God, I just cannot believe that this man is just looking so scrumptious like this on television. Crazy, absolutely crazy. They had their match last show, and what ended up happening was that they got so heated fighting that they ended up fighting and scrapping all the way backstage. Referees counting to 10. Nobody even hear his ass counting. So the referee basically stopped the match because everybody left. So here we are with the rematch. Oh God. Oh God. Doc Gallows, I don't know. The way he moves in the ring for me, it's like it's not on the same pace as everyone else. I know he's a big dude, and I know them quads are screaming. However, his pacing kind of ruined it a little bit for me because I felt like things were, whenever he had like the bigger spots in the matches, it just seems like things were slowed down with everyone else in the ring, which I just don't know how well he is in terms of his health. Just speaking of like his body, you know what I mean? So for me, I didn't necessarily enjoy it as much as I was hoping to, especially with this being a rematch where they was really going to have a fight this time. But I did think that it was okay, and I just couldn't get into it. Good Brothers end up taking the win. Now I do actually expect to see more of the Good Brothers in New Japan, because it seems like their feud with the War Dogs is not over. You know, they did have a match over with the Elite and War Dogs in New Japan a couple of months back as well. So we'll see where things are going to be going with that, because I really do feel like that whole beef with Elite and War Dogs is definitely not over, and this match definitely didn't end it for sure. So that is okay. But Doc Gallows, baby, if you need an ice bath, you need to go do some rehab with them legs or something, that would definitely help you move a little bit better in the ring. Okay, now after this, I don't remember if they call this match anything specific, but we have 6 men in the ring, all just fighting each other and looking for the win. So we had Bhupinder Gujar going against Jonathan Gresham, also going against Psycho Mike. Psycho Mike, oh my God, I love him so much. I love him. Also going against Mike Bailey, going against TJP. I love TJP too. And they're going against Michael Allen, Richard Clark. Like, his name feels like a fucking mouthful. Like, it doesn't necessarily give me wrestling name. It gives me like white boy that lives in the suburbs and he's rich and he's like the richest kid in school. Something like that. I don't know. The match, I thought, was really good until until they had like several spots in the match where it seemed like several times they were doing things where it involved almost everybody doing submissions on each other all at once. And whenever they did that, it got sloppy. And I was at the point where it's like, okay, y'all don't have to do this no more. Like, y'all doing just fine without doing this. Because something about it where it just seems like somebody's off, and when one person's off, then that puts everyone else off. So for me, I was just like, all right, stop doing that and just keep doing what y'all was doing before, because y'all was doing really, really great. I really like Jonathan, so I wanted Jonathan or Mike to win, Psycho Mike to win. So it didn't go that way, because the wrong Mike ended up winning, which is Michael, who ends up taking the win. See, the thing is that Speedball Mike Bailey was literally about to take the win. He hits his finisher, but then Michael throws Mike Bailey outside the ring and ends up pinning the who did he pin again? I think it was Gujar. Ends up pinning him for him to steal the win, and he ran out of there real fast, and Mike Bailey couldn't even believe it, because all that happened so quickly. A nice heelish move to go. I mean, sometimes you have to let everybody else beat the shit out of each other and just keep watching, so that when it's time for you to just slide on in and get the pin, you're a winner, baby. And that I appreciate. Up next, we had the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Canadian Women's Championship on the line. Shotzi Blackheart going against Giselle Shaw. This one was also okay. I didn't think that the chemistry was 100% there. Like, something about that, I don't know if that's our first time facing each other, but it just wasn't 100% there. Sometimes things really slowed down. For those of y'all who don't know, Shotzi have this thing going on with Matt Cardona where she is a new indie god. Matt had broken her arm, so she's walking around with a cast these past few weeks or whatnot, and she's wrestling here with a full cast on her arm. I don't think that's what slowed things down between the two of them, though, but that was a nice little interesting touch to add on to the drama in the match, with her trying to do the best that she can but still having a broken arm. However, I didn't really think Shotzi had a chance to begin with, but to make it worse, Matt Cardona gets involved in the match when the referee is not looking, pretty much hits her with radio silence. There we go. He hits her with a radio silence, and Giselle gets on top of her for the pin. However, Shotzi ends up raising her arm, like, not today, bitch. Y'all not gonna get me like this. Now, does she end up losing? Yeah, she loses like 2 minutes later. But it was pretty cool to see her actually kicked out like that, because it's like, all right, I see you. I see you. And this is the same energy that I think she's looking to have when she ends up having her match with Matt Cardona. Now, for me, like I said, the energy just, I don't know, something about it just wasn't 100% there between the two girls. But Giselle ends up retaining, which is what I wanted anyway. Matt Cardona and Shotzi, things are definitely heating up between the two of them for their match that's going to be coming up soon. So I like that when you get this chance to see things play out from another promotion somewhere else as well. I think that's a great thing too, but they forgot to do that with Eva Uno and Stu Grayson, apparently. On to the best match of the night, and not even the main event, which is the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Canadian Championship. We had Ace Austin going against our boy, our champion, Josh Alexander. Tony Khan, sometimes I cannot believe Tony Khan got that man over there in AEW without the title. It's so crazy. Anyway, he these two guys, they had the best match of the night, and this is what I expected, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people was looking forward to this. The chemistry obviously there. Ace is looking so fucking hungry, and honestly, I didn't want him to win, but I was just like, it would be nice, you know. Y'all remember, I think he became a free agent like not even 2 months ago. Was it like back in May, April, something like that, when he became a free agent? So, you know, he's out here putting in work. I thought that they did an amazing job, and the fact that this wasn't a main event, I felt like at the time was a big mistake. Josh does end up retaining, but as far as I'm concerned, the show could have been done right here, and I think I would have been just okay with it. What was the main event though? PCO going against Dan Maff. Last show, Dan had attacked PCO during the gauntlet match that they had. They literally stopped the gauntlet match in the middle of the whole damn thing so these two can fight, and then we kept them moving with the rest of the match, which is kind of insane, but whatever. So they were the main event. For people watching at home, this don't scream main event. Even before it happens, I don't think it screams main event. But I do feel like what it is that sometimes the people at home have to consider is that certain things are main event in terms of where you are. So like if you're in Texas and having the Texas wrestlers doing some Texas shit for the main event, that can scream main event. Obviously, like with AEW doing a Texas death match in Texas for the AEW championship at All In. Okay, makes sense. And then we have here PCO, who is from Quebec, which is where they are. So when he comes out, when I tell you, like, everybody and their mama, like, they blew the fucking roof off the damn building, making noise from PCO, because that's their homeboy, and I get it. And at that moment is when I felt like, all right, I get it, because of the crowd and how much they love him. I can understand why they put this for main event. Then Dan came on out there and everything and whatever. This match not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. It's obviously a hardcore style House of Pain match with the referee, special guest referee being our daddy Billy Gunn, and it was a lot going on. It's a lot going on, and like I said, if I had stopped watching right after Ace and Josh, I would have been just fine. They're doing a lot. They have every weapon you can think of. They're crushing each other nuts with fucking ladders and shit. They had like how many 16 cinder blocks in the ring that they're throwing each other on. Tables are crushed. All this stuff was happening. Their managers was getting involved and everything. And it's crazy because we have Billy Gunn who's trying to keep Jimmy Jacobs from getting involved in the ring, but he still gets involved anyway. Billy still gets involved physically in the match, and I'm just like, y'all just having fun. This is not, I don't know if this is wrestling anymore. Y'all just having fucking fun right now, and that's pretty much it. For me, personally, it was hard to get into. I just couldn't get into it. But the crowd was, this is awesome chants blowing the roof off, and how much they love PCO. The reaction, that's pretty much it. For some reason, other than the fact that PCO is the homeboy over there, I don't know why the entire show didn't get reaction like this throughout the night. So a little confusing for me, but still, not my cup of tea. They end up taking the fight out into the crowd, and right next to Uncle Don on commentary, they set up like a 20-foot ladder, I want to say, maybe 15, maybe 15 it probably was. And however, I don't know anything about these ladders, how many feet tall they were, but it was super tall. And PCO gets on top of it and dives onto Dan onto a table, and then referee Billy obviously counts to 3 and PCO for the win, and everybody's losing their shit because they're fucking in love with PCO. What can I say other than it's not for me? The people there enjoyed it. I don't know if y'all at home enjoyed it, but I just thought that y'all doing the fucking most right now, and I think we should expect that when it comes to PCO and Dan. But I just felt like I wanted the wrestling. That, like me, some hardcore style matches are cool, and then there are some where it's just like y'all just got away from the wrestling completely so that y'all could do hood rat stuff, and honestly, I just don't care at that point. Overall, I thought the show was good, but it's not better than the rest of the shows. I think, oh man, I hate that I have to say this, but I think this ranked lowest out of all the other shows that I've seen them do. But I do feel like absolutely still worth the watch and still worth watching them in general. All their shows are great. Go ahead and check them out on YouTube. I think they have, if they don't have all, then they have almost all their shows on their YouTube channel. So if you're looking for wrestling, if you're looking for another promotion to get into, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is definitely that place. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I will be doing reviews for AEW next week. No live stream since I will be at all their shows next week. So still tune in for those reviews, and I'll post a vlog at my time during All In week. I'll see you guys then. Bye.